A lot of questions right now. What is it going to take to get Alabama into the college football playoff? They got to run the table. How are they going to do that? Well, I got the three keys that will get Alabama past LSU, past Oklahoma, a winner in the Iron Bowl, and I'm going to tell you what they are right after this. Brought to you by Pearl River Resort. Let's get this party started. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Roll Tide, everybody. All right, welcome to the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. I'm Mick Gillespie, and it is great to talk to you guys here today. All right, let's get into this right now. What is it going to take for Alabama to get to the college football playoff? And I know some of you guys have been on to me. I want to do a show based on your comments just because so many of you guys comment. I love that. Whether you agree or you disagree, we have a good time on here talking Alabama football. All right, what is it going to take, in my opinion, for Alabama to win out? And that includes 2 road games at LSU, at Oklahoma, and then that big showdown against the Tigers, looking for number 5 in a row. And could DeBoer win his first Iron Bowl? I mean, this is going to be tough. All right, let's not get there. What do we got to do? Number 3, time to win third downs. Bama did a better job defensively last time against Missouri. They also caused 3 interceptions, but third down and then fourth down in the Georgia game has been an issue. I mean, I don't think we stopped Vanderbilt much at all. As a matter of fact, no, we didn't. But then Tennessee got a bunch of first downs on those thirds. Not great, but they were good enough. And then when the dust settled, Alabama was like one of the worst third down defenses in the SEC. You got to stop teams on third down or fourth down, or you're not going to win games. All right, let's flip the coin. Third downs on offense. Bama was just 2-9 on third down against Missouri. And then when you do the math, they are one of the worst third down teams in the conference. And part of that is penalties. And we're going to get into that here in a minute. But another part of that is the offensive line not blocking, not giving Milroe a chance in the pocket. The other thing is that, Milroe's got to make plays. And we're going to talk about that. Bottom line is this. You want to see Alabama in the college football playoff. You want to see this team contend for a national championship. You want to see them contend, making the playoffs, maybe host a game at home, whatever. They've got to win third down, and they've got to turn that around. They were a really good third down team at the beginning of the season, and then something happened in the second half of that Georgia game. They've been really pathetic at times, not so good at other times, better, but not great. They've got to get to the point where they're great. Get the third downs. Going into the Georgia game, they were one of the best third down offenses in football. Got to get back to that. Keep it third and short. Make the plays when they're there, and then on defense. And the reason I pause is because I don't want to give away number 2 yet, right? Then the second thing is on defense, you got to make stops. Pressure the quarterback. The front seven's done a nice job. And all of a sudden, Bray Hubbard and Malachi Moore are 2 of the best safeties in the country. I mean, really. And I give Malachi Moore a lot of credit, bouncing back, had a bad moment at Vandy, but he's put together some really good games and turning the season around for himself. And he'll be a guy that'll be in the NFL. And hey, look, let's just roll this thing out and look back, and maybe we'll laugh about that at the end of the season, right? You grow with opportunities sometimes when you make mistakes, and he certainly has been his best over the last, 3 games since that happened. So cornerbacks, a lot of young players out there, just got to try to be in position. And hopefully with 2 weeks off, Alabama will be healthy because LSU's got some good wideouts and they're going to be challenged. All right, number 2, for Alabama to run the table, Milroe has to run. Yeah, when he's not running, he's I'd say an average quarterback. What makes him so dynamic is that he's a great runner. He could be the best running quarterback that Alabama's had, at least in my time watching him. And I couldn't go back to the days of Bear Bryant. I wasn't around then. But I'll tell you what, in my time, he's the best. Better than Jalen Hurts, better than Blake Sims, better than Tyler Watts. Guys that could all run the ball and did a good job with it. But this guy's next level. I mean, he's better than the two running backs that they have, Jam Miller and Justice Haynes. And since it feels like the Vanderbilt game, still kind of running a little bit. And then the runs have either been stopped or he hasn't been running the same or whatever. They haven't been there. But he broke a good run against Missouri. That is his secret weapon. That's the thing that's going to separate him from everyone else, is that he's got to be able to run the football. And he's got to be able to run it, not just run it out of bounds and getting it to the sidelines. He's got to be able to run to pick up big yardage, and sometimes run out of bounds and other times make a guy miss and keep on going or truck a dude. But that's his secret weapon. And that's what makes Alabama so dangerous offensively, is you get in the red zone and you have to account for Milroe. And now that we're seeing a little bit more Justice Haynes, we're seeing a little bit more Jam Miller, effective. The run blocking's getting a little bit better. You look at this offense and you go, man, maybe things will click, and this team will be able to pick up the offense that we saw first half of the Georgia game. But it's not going to happen if Milroe doesn't run. And then number one, get disciplined. Yeah, you got to get disciplined. Got to get out there. And this is a two-prong discipline. Okay. First off, the penalties. Very, very, very penalized team. The holdings and the false starts, they've got to stop. This team's got to cut the penalties in half. They're always around 100 yards of penalty. Time to stop that. You're going to get penalties from time to time. Cornerback's going to get some penalties. Like if you get out there and you hand fight, that happens. And sometimes it's better to get a penalty than give up a big play in college, because it's not a spot foul. It's a 15-yard gain. And if somebody's 35 or 40 yards down the field, those are advantages if you don't think you can stop them or they're about to catch the ball. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about false starts, illegal formations, and holdings where Alabama has short yardage situations and then they're backing up. And that leads into them not being able to win third downs, right? If you're going to win the third downs, you want to keep them short. Milroe's got to run in those situations and the penalties have to stop. That's number one. Now, the other half of the discipline thing is that you can't have any more Kendrick Law situations. You can't have any more Malachi Moore situations. It's time to grow up, guys. You can't do it anymore. Your back's against the wall. And all the hard work that you put in, and believe me, for Malachi Moore, when we've been on him a lot for what happened, but the thing that we've said consistently is that he's a good guy. And not only has he put in a ton of work for the program, not only is he one of the guys that stuck around in that secondary, a glue guy for Alabama when everyone was trying to pluck away as many of the players as they could get from the capstone. But this guy's also been out on the trail helping raise money for the NIL. And that's something that, is a big deal right now, because think about it. You lose guys like Caleb Downs who are obviously motivated by one thing and one thing only, and that's money. And if you want to keep your best players, you're going to have that NIL. So, and I've ran into him out there doing that. So he's a big part of this team. And so hopefully, as we mentioned before, we look back at the end of the season and it's a successful year, and the downs lead to the ups, and that's what's exciting about a season like this, is there's still an opportunity to turn things around, but can't have any more of those penalties. They've got to get locked in. No more stupid penalties, no more discipline things as far as, fighting and all of that kind of stuff, getting angry on the field. Time to get focused, and Kalen DeBoer, he was chewing on some guys on the sideline. He's trying to get these guys motivated. Kalen DeBoer is a great guy. He really is. And I'll tell you, I like him a lot. And we get on here and we tell you what we think and we shoot you straight. And it's not like I'm a cheerleader for everything that goes on, like the discipline situation. But man, I'll tell you what, you talk about teaching guys character, watching him introduce the players to the longtime photographer of the team, or the police officers that go with the team and make sure everyone's safe, and just the people that are part of the team that don't get a lot of recognition. He gives them recognition when he brings the kids in that are dealing with illnesses and lets the players interact with them. That's a big deal because he's teaching these guys a lot more than just going out there and kicking and running and catching a football. And I respect him for that. And the other thing I really like about DeBoer is the way he treats everyone with respect. And so I'm pulling for him, and I hope that these guys give him the respect that he deserves by being disciplined on the football field. But if they do these three things, they're going to beat LSU, they're going to beat Mercer, they're going to beat Oklahoma, they're going to drop the thumb on Auburn, and they're going to go right into the college football playoff. Mark my words. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Get in the comments section. Tell me what you guys think. Like and subscribe to the channel. Be a part of what we're doing. A couple things I do want to push before we get out of here. And one of them is our friends at New Life Art. Use the promo code Bama Tailgate, and you get 20% off of your Alabama Daniel Moore prints, the classics, man. We got you on the classics here. So when you pimp out your man cave, I know a lot of you guys love Nick Saban, miss Nick Saban. I do too. We all do. You can get the classic Nick Saban prints there. You can get the big ones like I got in the studio. They've got canvases. You get 20% off of those. All the classics. You got the minis in there as well. Some really cool Bear Bryant, Gene Stallings, and other prints. Then you got coffee mugs and calendars, a lot of cool stuff. Just go to newlifeart.com, and when you're at checkout, use that promo code Bama Tailgate, and you get 20% off. And how about this? Pearl River Resort, our friends over there in Philadelphia, Mississippi, taking care of business, taking care of you guys. You go to the Timeout Sports Lounge in Golden Moon Casino, and if you spend $50 in the sports book, you can kick it over to Dancing Rabbit Golf Course and play the Augusta that you can play without a membership for just $40. We're going to be over there for the Oklahoma game, and we invite you to come hang out with us as well, or do it beforehand. But you got a group of guys looking for a weekend away. You got a bachelor party coming up, celebrating a birthday, whatever it is. And you ladies too, anybody that wants to go over there that's 21 or over, go check it out, Pearl River Resort. There's table games and slots at Golden Moon Casino and Silver Star. You've also got the spa and the water park, Geyser Falls. It's a great time of year, man, for golf, for being outside, or for being inside and having a great time. But check it out for yourself. And we got some amazing concerts coming up. I got a list of some. I'm not allowed to announce them yet, but I will tell you that the 90s concert's coming up with Tonic and Fuel. You also got Scotty McCrary from American Idol. He's going to be there playing as well. Some great comedians coming up maybe in the new year that you're going to love. So pearlriverresort.com. Thanks a lot, guys.